Friends, I've been discussing with all of you very important issues, problems along with their solutions. Under that series today I would like to discuss about the waste and its management. How to minimize waste, how to manage wastes effectively. So before giving the solution regarding waste management and waste recycling, we would like to tell you about the types of waste. Let us understand different types of wastes. Any material which is unusable or unwanted, according to us, is a waste. But we have to again change this theory by saying that anything which is unusable can be reused. But let's understand different types of waste. One is the food waste, which is everywhere, we are eating and we are throwing the waste. It has to be used effectively. So that is the food waste. The other waste is biodegradable waste. Besides food, there are many other materials which are biodegradable. As far as possible, we have to use biodegradable materials so that the same can be recycled. So that is number two. Another important waste is a biomedical waste, or for the hospital waste. That is a very important thing, and very less effort has been made. So we have to be quite particular, because near every hospital in many developing countries we are finding hospital waste lying there, and it becomes a big health risk. So hospital waste management and recycling of all such materials which are thrown out of the hospital is very important. Then we have to also understand what is agricultural water treatment, and the waste water which is coming out from agriculture has to be treated. Besides that, including the agricultural waste, the example is, say, while processing tea, we use water, and that water can be reused. So we have to treat the water. So that is also a management, and that is wastewater. Accordingly, in coffee also we use water. So coffee water which is wasted should not be wasted. About that also we have to find a solution. Another important waste which is found everywhere in the world is a construction waste. While you are constructing a house or a building or office, anywhere, a school or a college or a university, hospital or government buildings, you find that many materials which are unusable are to be thrown somewhere, but how to recycle it and how to minimize that waste is a real issue. But construction waste is an important waste. The other is a demolition waste. Before you start construction, sometimes the old buildings are to be demolished, and that is known as demolition waste, and that has to be also treated or recycled or kept at a place where the mother earth may not be disturbed. Then we have other types of waste like electronic waste. Electronic waste have to be recycled, and for that we are talking of green computing, cloud computing. How shall we minimize the waste and how to really recycle the electronic waste? That is to be understood in a good manner. Then we have, municipal waste. Municipal waste are of many types, and for that matter, the municipal corporations are responsible for collecting the waste and recycling it or dumping it. But the dumping process is also not foolproof. Recycling process is also not foolproof. So we have to transfer the appropriate technology to the respective municipal corporations, which may be about 1 million municipal corporations all over the world, and they have to be retrained so that they could understand the real issue, because gone are the days when we used to say that business as usual. That is not possible, because we have come to a point of no return. It's something like touching 440 volts and saying that we won't do it again. Can you touch 440 volts and again say that you won't do it again? Because you won't survive to say that, sorry, I won't do it again, or we won't do it again. So now waste is not a simple material. Now it's a matter of life and death. So we have to be quite particular about all this. Another small example is a garden waste. In the garden also you have many leaves and other things, how to do composting, recomposting and vermicomposting. So garden waste is also very important. Then we have toxic and hazardous wastes. We have been finding that many factories, they discharge toxic and hazardous waste. There was a time when they used to put it behind the soil, like having a boring where they used to pump there, and a time has come when the soil fertility has gone and that waste has reached everywhere. There are many countries where many persons having cancer because of such hazardous and toxic waste. In the meantime, there are many countries where thousands of persons are dying without any reason. They don't know the reason why they are dying, but must be because of the toxic and hazardous waste which are dumped into the soil in our Mother Earth. So that has to be stopped. Then the next item is a human waste. Human excreta, which is found everywhere, every day. So that has to be treated. Energy has to be produced. It has to be made in a way that energy has to be produced, and we have to really treat. We can make biogas out of it, and we can make food in the rural villages. There is a big demand. Here also there is a big demand. So everywhere technology has to be foolproof, and the technology has been developed, so it has to be transferred. Now again, we have the fly ash, which is a big waste. Thermal power plants are there everywhere in the world, and as a byproduct, the fly ash is coming and there's no use. So now many technology have been developed that fly ash can be used in a very big manner. Maybe the bricks can be made, many other items can be made. So we have to understand about fly ash also. Then we have marine waste, or for that matter ship waste. Big ships are cut into pieces, because if they are of no use, then it is sometimes thrown in the ocean, or even if it comes outside, it has to be recycled and melted in a way that there is no pollution everywhere. So that is one special point. Then we have plastic waste. Everybody is talking of plastic pollution. Whether we should use plastics, for that we'll have a different session, but any plastic product which is to be used for years and years can be certainly promoted, but every day using plastic products and throwing because it is non-biodegradable, so we have to understand about that also. Then we have other important waste like solid waste or liquid waste or gaseous products which are waste. So those are to be understood very carefully. And regarding the waste in the chemical industries or pharmaceutical industries or distillery, steel or mining industries, there are many types of solid, liquids and gases which are coming, and that has to be treated in the right manner. Otherwise, it has a health hazard. We have nuclear waste. So nuclear waste management is very important. We have radioactive wastes. So now that the entire world is so advanced, but there is a risk also. A little mistake can spoil the entire world. We know of many types of such disasters. We won't like to go into details, but let us come to the solution. All these wastes have been discussed, but regarding the solution, we must know. Regarding the municipal waste or the food waste or the garden waste, most of the biodegradable waste can be converted into compost through a technique known as vermicomposting or vermiculture. The earthworms are available everywhere, so through vermiculture we can make organic fertilizers, because the chemical fertilizers have really damaged the entire world. The soil has gone infertile, and the problem is that it is a health hazard also, because the vegetables which we are consuming, the food we are consuming are all polluted and have become poisonous. So that is very risky. We have to reuse the human excreta or any other excreta, so that has to be understood, and for that matter the plants are there which has to be used everywhere. So in the meantime, a technique has come out and we know about it and we are using it everywhere in the world. It is ecological sanitation. So eco-sanitation is the answer. In the trains also there used to be a time where there was no eco-sanitation, but now it is there. So everywhere it is coming up. and that is a way to minimize the waste and to also convert this waste into energy. So waste to energy is also a solution, and all type municipal waste or whatever landfill sites are there where dumping is there, and above the earth soil, you see 500 feet, 1000 feet is the height of the waste materials lying there. Many ditches have been filled up. So there was a time when there was a saying that garbage in, garbage out. In computer we say if you insert garbage, garbage will come out. But here we said garbage in and garden out. So why not plant trees there on the landfill sites as far as land is filled? Accordingly, we have to also understand the wastewater to be made into good water, so that at least for simple purposes other than bathing or drinking we can use it. So wastewater treatment is of prime importance. We have the big industrial units like the cement unit or sugar mills or rubber factories, or for that matter tannery, means leather industries, where there is a big pollution and water is used and other byproducts are coming, many waste materials are coming. Unless we recycle it and we control pollution through our appropriate technologies, depolluting technologies, it is very unlikely that our rivers will be clean. So what happens? The industries are left to pollute because they feel business as usual. They will also have to be trained in the area of attitudinal and behavioral change. They must have the correct attitude because it is their family members who will also die. But somehow, because of some reason, because of ignorance, I believe, the industrial units pollute and the pollutants go into the rivers, and after 10 years there is a big budget, 100 times more than the funds which were required to depollute those industrial environments, which are used for cleaning different big rivers, important rivers. But as a result, what is happening? Result is not coming. So if we stop pollution at source, that is the only answer. And for that matter, all those different types of waste are to be treated in the steel industry or the mining industry, anywhere and everywhere. All such waste are to be treated, and after it is treated, there is no problem at all. And so far the employment prospects are concerned, these are all new areas. So millions of jobs are possible, and our life will also be saved. So it's a combination of life saving with employment generation. And if we don't do it, there will be no employment, because by depolluting the environment and by treating these waste for converting the same into energy, we are getting energy also, alternate energy. So it is a win-win situation for everybody, the businessmen, the startups, or for that matter, the young bright students who want jobs, and at the same time, the Mother Earth has to be protected. So Mother Earth will be very happy, because it is not a dump yard, it is a place to live, and after we treat these wastes, it will be a livable place. World will become a livable place, and only then the development process which we are contemplating will be sustainable. With these words, I thank you for today. Tomorrow we will come with some other topic.